Fandemic Tours, make some noise for our guests. Let's bring them out. We've got Jess Harnell, Emily Rose, Nolan North, and Jim Cummings.
And you guys.
You're there. Yes.
Okay, how the hell are you guys? Everybody doing good?
Yeah.
Hi, Jesse.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Hey, there she is. All right.
Okay, everybody squeeze together for the picture.
Yes.
Yeah. Stick with your buddy.
How are you wonderful, beautiful people doing today?
We're doing fantastic. We're happy to be here in Atlanta. And we got to say to everybody we've met so far, it has been such a joy to meet you. Thanks for being so nice to us. If we haven't met you yet, what's your excuse, dude? Seriously, come by and say hi. Don't be shy. We don't bite except Nolan. Other than that, everybody's cool.
It's like, welcome to the non-Walking Dead panel.
That's right.
By the way, hey, I'm going to save you guys a lot of time because I can do the entire Walking Dead series for you from beginning to end in a second and a half. Are you ready?
Go.
Here it is. Here it is. There we go.
And scene.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Well played. So listen, you guys have these people. They are so hungry to talk to you. So I'm just going to get out of the way and open up the floor for questions. Is that good?
That's great.
Sure.
Excellent, excellent. Let's start it off with my friend Kayla here.
Hi, Kaylee.
Hi.
Okay, now you have to say your name and your favorite dessert.
Yes, that's the
Okay,
That's the
protocol.
rules,
people.
You have to say your name and
Name
then
and
your
favorite
favorite
dessert.
dessert.
Okay.
Oh, I have so many.
Hi, my name is Kayla, and my favorite dessert is truffle cheesecake.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's
well
wrong.
done. Aiming high.
Great.
Thank you. Next.
So actually, my question is for Nolan.
Okay.
So we all, hopefully all of us know you voice Ghost in Destiny. And it's also, I don't know if a lot of people know this, you also took over for Cade 6.
Well, yeah.
Kinda.
So
He had him killed, actually,
handle
which
this
a lot of
one.
people don't know.
I was going to say, kind of. What was your... When they asked you to go from Ghost to Cade 6, having him killed and everything, knowing that Cade 6, with almost everybody's favorite, that we loved him so much,
Okay.
and you would have
I
to be
miss
the
him.
bad guy for this.
yes, this is all went through my head.
Yeah.
All these things.
So, emotionally...
He
what
doesn't
was
have
that?
emotions.
Wow.
I have no.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you the story.
exist.
So I had been doing Ghost for a while, and Cade 6, for the record, was my favorite character. Nathan Fillion, great guy, great actor, and he is Cade 6. I mean, he made that character what it was. He started The Rookie, and he's the writer, executive producer, the star of the show. He was not available, and as everybody knows, the Destiny is a live game, and they needed to get stuff done. They kept trying to get him in. He couldn't get him in. We had done a series together called Con Man. He's a friend of mine, and finally he was like, just make me sound handsome, and it was. Then I went in to do. I said, okay, I'll do it. It's just this one session. And I go in and it's the death scene. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, wow. So I had to kill my favorite character, a beloved character. Wow. And I'm like, everybody's going to hate me now. And fortunately,
right, everybody does hate
they mixed it well enough where a lot of people didn't even know I had done it. And I prefer it that way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It was, I felt bad because he's one of my favorite characters as well. So, but... it ultimately comes down to the game's developers' timeline. They had to get the stuff done for the fans because that's who's buying the product. And so that's what happened. It was very unfortunate. I wish if they said, hey, we're going to bring Cade back, you're going to do it? I say, absolutely not. That's Nathan Fillion's character. And if they were going to bring Cade 6 back, and if it's not Nathan Fillion, call it Cade 7 and hire someone else.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Does Nathan tease you about it at all?
No.
Oh, that's sweet of him.
He went out and did his own fan film of Uncharted. He said, I got you back. I got the beat.
There
Oh,
it
that was
is.
great.
There it is.
That was great, by the
So
way.
we did that.
Oh, that's
awesome.
cool.
Awesome.
Hey, I'm Steve.
Favorite dessert? Yeah,
Favorite
I like
dessert. Have y'all had crumble cookies? Crumble?
Have we had what now?
Crumble?
Yeah.
Crumbled
No, dude, you got to
cookies?
hook us up.
that. Take
Right.
cookies and crumbled them.
No,
Oh, it's
they're
good.
crumbled. They're a thing. They're a thing here.
Wow.
Really
Is this like a real thing, or is he like
No.
gonna pull some food out of his pocket? Like what's?
I just happen to have some right here.
I have a cookie. Amazing cookies. All right, so my question, it was going to be for Nolan, but I'm going to shift gears. Let's go with Emily. Emily, so for the Uncharted series, for voice acting, did you have a of the four? Did you have a which one was your favorite voice acting for the games? Did you have
I feel like did 2 have a ton of water in it, or was that 3? I'm trying to remember. All the swimming stuff was in
1,
like through the caverns. Anyway, I just
2 and 1.
Yeah, I just remember when they introduced the water, it was like such a big deal that like everybody was getting like our pants were getting wet, and they're like, look what the technology can do.
They weren't really getting wet.
No, they weren't.
They would dry in real time.
Yeah. Anyway, but what it required for us was a lot of drowning noises, and so. I do remember for one of those, I've told this story before, so I'm sorry if you've heard it, but when I was doing I called it maternity mocap because I was pregnant at the time. Oh. And so I remember that when I was in the booth doing this, the drowning stuff, you put your body through stuff, whether it's how much you're breathing, if you're choking, and your body starts reacting that way. And I just remember after doing a lot of the drowning things, if the player was not playing well and I was dying repeatedly, that I literally just had to take a second and I think it was Memphis or Miles at the time. Oh. I just was like, it's okay. Everything's fine. Because they're feeling it too,
sure,
right?
Wow.
And this is different stuff that
I thought you were going to say your water broke.
No, it did. What happened is then I
so
went into
glad
labor.
that you didn't say that.
I had
That is method acting right there.
Motion
Stick him on the mic. But because I don't think you realize that you're putting your body through that experience and your adrenaline and everything. You can separate it, and it's separate for your brain, but your body's experiencing it if you're doing it well.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'm a little shorter, so I'm going to angle this down a little bit here. Hey, I'm Chad.
Hey, Chad.
Hi, Chad.
I
And
would
your favorite
say-
dessert?
Yeah, favorite
Yeah, I
dessert.
would say rum balls because rum.
Oh, okay.
Because
Need we go any further?
Balls 'cause of balls.
Well, yeah, there you
Better
go.
than saying rum balls because of balls.
Yeah, exactly. That's a whole other story. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, well, so my question's for Jess.
Cool, bud.
So we have heard how great a singer you are.
Thank you very much, man.
And you got to
He's
tap
the best
into
singer
that.
you've ever heard.
God bless you, man.
It's awesome.
If I'm not good at it now, I'm never going to be because I've been trying my whole life, bro.
Well, you've clearly gotten to tap into that for like Animaniacs.
Yeah.
But since it's a video game panel, do you ever get to tap into that for video game acting?
You know what? It's a great question, Chad, and very well thought out. The truth of the matter is, I barely remember what I had for dinner yesterday. So a lot of the time at these shows, God bless you guys, you come up and you go, you know what I loved, man? I loved when you played so-and-so in such and such. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, I have no idea. So I could have done Bohemian Rhapsody in a video game in 16 different character voices, and I'd have no recollection of it at all.
Now, come on. You would remember that
No,
one.
I swear I actually wouldn't, man. You don't know me well enough.
Somebody
But I'll tell
hire
you-
him to do that,
But
though.
no, what I will tell you, and it's what's great about it is that, it's nice having an arsenal, you know what I mean, of stuff at your disposal. Like in the very early days of my career when I first started, I sat next to Jim Cummings at a voiceover session for a show called Darkwing Duck.
Hey.
Okay, right? And I was always, listen, man, I've been doing voices and singing since I was 5 years old. But I sat next to that guy and I went, oh, you really got to be good, So it's like having an arsenal, like being able to sing, like being able to do dialects and all these things that all these very talented people can do. It comes in so handy because you never know what you're going to get called to do. So the brief answer to your question is I probably have sang many times in video games, but I have no idea where.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you know of any? Do you know of any that he's done?
I don't know of any.
Oh, so we got to play
right
some more
off
games.
that. So that's why I was asking because are there some I need
Yeah,
to
never
check
ask
out?
me anything about my
Do you
career,
guys
bro. I don't
know
remember
any
it.
games that he might have sung in? No?
I have a-
homework for everybody.
I have
Let's get on it.
I have a question for Jess.
Yeah.
I have a question for Jess and Key Lime Pie.
Okay, here we go. And your name, please?
My name is Nolan.
Okay, there we go.
Nice to meet you,
Did Animaniacs ever do any kind of gaming? Did they ever have a game?
Oh God, yeah, we had a ton of those games. See, I forgot about that.
But you just brought it back. I mean, I'm seeing possibilities.
I am too, man. I never know what they're doing. The whole thing is that with Animaniacs, see, it's a jointly owned property. It was a jointly owned property then, and it's a jointly owned property now. In other words, like if say Warner Brothers owns Looney Tunes, they own that outright. But Animaniacs, they split it because it's Warner Brothers and Hulu, or excuse me, Warner Brothers and Amblin. Now it's Hulu and Amblin. So I think a lot of the time with opportunities like that, it's a good question, bro. I think they go, well, if we're going to make it, we want to make all the money. And they go, well, we want to make all the money. And then they go have a cage match and nobody wins.
Dang it.
But you never know, man. It's like the funny thing with Animaniacs and the singing, Nolan, is that when they hired me, they knew Rob and Tress really well from earlier stuff, but they didn't even ask me if I could sing. And halfway, like 3 episodes in, I'm like, it's a good thing I can carry a tune, man. But they'd have to have Jim come in and do my singing for me, So thanks, Chad. Thank you, bro.
That's awesome. Hello.
Hey. Look at this.
My name is Liam.
Hi, Liam.
Hi, Liam.
What's the dessert?
And my favorite dessert is
All of
Bunch of Crunch.
Which one?
Is what now?
Bunch of Crunch.
Bunch of crunch.
Dang. I like that.
Fun to say and eat.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What's your question, bud?
So, what is your favorite Uncharted game?
Can I answer that? My favorite game that I finally played them was 2. 2 was my favorite because I think it had the most urgency. Like at the end of every level, it's like, well, I can't go to bed. I can't even go pee right now because I have to save Elena. I have to find Chloe. I got to stop Lazarevich. I have to kill Elena.
No.
What? Did I play the game wrong?
You did.
Anyway, and my favorite to make, though, I tell people this, was 3. Because 2, you guys made 2 such a big hit, a big success. We came back and it was, I knew there was, we knew there would be a 4th game.
Yeah.
So I tell people it's like school. Your freshman year, nobody knows you, so that's the first game. Then sophomore year, you're the school president. You get straight A's, and you're captain of the football team and everything. And by the time you're a junior, you walk in, you're king. We had so much fun on 3. That's nice. And you knew there was more coming. And the guy who played Lazarevich, Graham McTavish, really great actor, he played Lazarevich in 2. And we became such good friends. Amy Hennig, who created the whole thing, made him my buddy Cutter in the 3rd game. Mm-hmm. So it was 2 to play, 3 to make.
There you go.
But I liked them all. But that was.
I got a question. My name is Jess, and my favorite dessert is everything. What I want to ask you guys: do you guys ever actually play the games that you do voices in? It sounds like you do. Are you good at them?
You have a whole series on that.
That's right, you do, don't you?
You played them.
I played them for a YouTube channel we did.
That's
because
great.
I don't get to play them, and I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible at gaming.
Okay.
I tell people it's easier to be Nathan Drake than to actually play as Nathan Drake.
Wow.
But the funny thing is,
I started to play.
And? Did it work out?
Well, I started to play, but because the first is like 8 hours, the second is 12 hours,
Wow.
the third and fourth is like 30 hours of gameplay. Just as a mom, I haven't had the chance.
Yeah, sure.
But my oldest son is asking me now to play them because he understands that his good buddy Nolan is in it and that his mom is in it.
That's awesome.
But I told him, I was like, listen, I want you to play, and I love games, so I will play with you, but we just gotta you're gonna have to adjust to the fact that you're shooting people, you're being shot at, and your mom is actually happening for her.
That's a potential therapy issue later on.
So I haven't let him yet.
Yeah, good. It's funny. I am terrible at all that stuff, technology and video games. I'm so bad at it. And I know you had your channel, Nolan. I thought I could have a channel where people could basically beat the crap out of Crash, because I am Crash Bandicoot. I've never played the game, and if I did, I would fail within the first 15 seconds ever. Oh yeah, and Spyro. I don't know how to play any of them. I kind of look at them and go bah, and give up, and that's it. That's the end of the day. Anyway, so I was curious.
Actually, I just remembered something.
Played Crash Bandicoot in PlayStation.
Did you?
Well,
yeah.
in Uncharted, Nate and Elena are playing Crash Bandicoot.
We played Crash Bandicoot.
That is amazing.
But you know what's funny?
It's so good.
I have something that just... First time I ever met you, I was going to do Dr. Engine in Crash Bandicoot. And I finally got to meet. I was like, "Oh my gosh, Jess Harnell!" And I introduced myself. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
But you know what's funny with him
signed
too?
my face and
I did, and then but I charged him for it. But I got to say, it's a
money.
business. I got to say though, man, he's another one. The first time I remember, everybody talks about voiceover being a closed club, and it's so hard to break in. And what I always do is I always say, listen, man, Jim broke in, I broke in. First time I worked with Nolan, I remember I left there going, well, there's another one because he was just so darn good. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Anyway.
But I had to pay them.
Yeah, you did.
I had to pay them. That's how you get in. You break in by paying them.
Yeah, in installments, right?
Well, I'm almost fully paid.
There you go.
Look at
Hello.
My name is Elena, and my favorite dessert is probably any variation of a chocolate cake.
Yeah, any variation is a good variation.
That's right. I love that.
Yeah, just fill in the blank, man. Chocolate cake works.
I love it. Yes. This question is targeted towards Jess.
Hi. Okay.
If you, as yourself, could pick any character that you voiced to fight to the death, who would you pick?
To fight to the death.
That's so violent for such a young face. You look so innocent when you grab the microphone.
Man,
What happened?
there's a lot going on behind the scenes with this one. I gotta tell you,
And the winner gets chocolate cake.
the winner gets chocolate cake,
Of
man.
any variation.
And the loser dies. Well, first of all, if it's got to be me, all I can say is, I've lived a life that's full. Okay, no. The truth is that, well, it wouldn't be Wakko, because he's got that big hammer.
Yeah.
And Roger Rabbit, see, he'd probably be a good fighter, because I always say the hardest fighters to beat are the crazy ones, and Roger wouldn't lay down, you know what I'm saying? So I think, man, if I had to choose, boy, I've never been asked this. Oh, I know who it would be. For a long time, I've been the voice of the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz for all the ancillary products, and I would definitely pick him because all I've got to do is take a stance and he would back down.
There it is. There it is.
So there it is. Yeah. So by line, it's been nice snow and So,
It'd be over quickly.
Question. Thank you.
That's good. Yes.
That's who it would be.
I love how everyone is taking a beat to think like, I don't know who that would be.
I have never been asked that. That's the first time I've ever been asked that question. You smarty pants.
I think I would actually like to. I actually want to produce a video game now. I don't know if Disney will go for it, but it would be a battle royale between Pooh and Tigger.
Oh
Yes. Yes.
God.
But Pooh would come out and he'd be shredded and he'd have claws. And
Maybe Pooh and Taz. That would be.
that would be.
We changed the name to the 100 Massacre Woods. Is that what we would change it?
That's very.
Oh my gosh! I'm taking that.
That's
stealing
very good.
that title.
By the way, another quick anecdote about Jim Cummings, since we're all friends here, that I have to tell you is I discovered years ago that Jim, when he does Winnie the Pooh, anything he says makes you want to hug him, right? But I also discovered that it's like a superpower when it comes to women, because all Jim's got to do is say anything as Winnie the Pooh, and they kind of melt. So he did that once upon a time, and some girl got all weak in the knees, and he walked back over to me, and I said, "You know who you are?" And he said, "Who's that?" I said, "You are Pooh Hefner, man." Anyway.
Yes, he did say that.
It's still true. I'm telling you. All right.
I got weak in the knees.
I'm everybody's best wingman.
Hey.
My name is Brandon.
Maybe not Darkwing,
my
but
favorite
definitely
dessert is anything with peanut butter in it.
Okay, fair game.
Nice. My question is actually for Mr. Pooh Hefner over there.
Yeah, Pooh Hefner. Get him, Pooh.
So I'm a huge Disney parks guy, and I've been trying to Google search everywhere just for your filmography for the parks. I know you did Hondo for Star Wars and for Galaxy's Edge, and for Pooh and Tigger and for the ride and all that. What other things have you done inside the parks?
Well, I guess they're doing a Princess and the Frog ride.
Ooh.
But I haven't done anything for it. I mean, that's what I heard. I mean, from the grapevine, wherever the grapevine is.
No, that's happening.
I was hearing it.
It's happening.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be Splash Mountain. I think they're redoing.
Yes.
I don't know how it's going to be weird, be a stretch, but sure, why not? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I mean, Ray will end up in there. He's in a lot of parades. If that helps.
That's awesome.
Was there a question? I'm sorry. What? Okay.
So in the park.
Yeah, in the parks.
Well, Pooh,
whatever.
Tigger, and every now and then Darkwing will do something.
Did you do the voice for Illuminations for Epcot?
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That was supposed to go. They were going to put that up for 6 months, and it lasted 20 years.
Wow.
Oh, buddy, that's great.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Cummings.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
What a nice question.
Yeah.
You know, Jimmy, the first time I ever did a voice for a Disney park was Splash Mountain, and when I did that,
Oh, yeah, I remember it.
and they told me about
Yes.
it. I basically said, so my voice is going to be coming out of one of the characters in the park, and I
Yeah.
can take my friends because I was just a kid. I can go there and I can hear my. I was so excited about it, and then they go, "Oh yeah, and you're going to be getting this much money." I go, "I'm going to get paid too." I legit. I was so excited.
Secondary.
Yeah, I didn't even think I was going to get paid.
I think I did something for the Star Wars ride or something. But that, like one of the just the incidentals.
I know, but you know
Still?
what? It's fantastic because you go there and you show up in weird places, and it's like because I'm sure Jim has done even more stuff than he remembers doing at those parks.
Right.
An amazing moment. I went to the electrical parade once upon a time, and I'm watching this thing go by, and they put me in some really nice seats, and I'm looking down, and there was this little family with a little girl kind of like you, and she was so excited and so happy, and her face was just lit up, and I kept hearing my friends. I kept hearing like Jennifer Hale and Rob Paulson and this person and that person going by in this parade and thinking, man, I wish I did something on this. I wish I did something on this. And the end of the electrical parade is Sebastian the Crab singing Under the Sea.
Wow.
And during the 2 weeks that Sam Wright wasn't doing it because of some sort of dispute, I stepped in and I did Sebastian the Crab singing it. So I got to have the finale. But I had no recollection at all until I heard it. And I went, oh, Sebastian. Hey,
That's me!
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And he ran home to his mailbox to look for the residual.
Anyway.
We all do.
To find the check.
We all do. Ejected.
I'm Megan, and I would have said that it was Twix, but I recently discovered Choco Vine, a chocolate wine.
Oh, yeah, even better. Even better.
Yeah.
And I tried
didn't know that's a
another kind
thing.
of chocolate wine, and it sucked, so that's the only one that's good. Hi, my question's actually about Haven, so it's not actually about a video game.
Oh, wow.
That's fine.
You know, that's okay. I can answer anything about it.
That's
I'm a
actually
big
the thing I
fan.
know you from.
Oh,
So my question is kind of like a two-parter, if it's okay. How was it like doing all those different characters? And if you had to do Orphan Black, do you think you would have been able to keep that straight?
Yeah. So that first of all, that's the fun part about this kind of work, right? Is deciding and getting to choose and step into all the different characters that you own. I remember my producer, and this kind of falls into the voice stuff, is I was really, really intent on trying to give each of those different characters in Haven their different voices. And of course, you know, sometimes people just don't want to have that imagination or they're too scared. So they kept trying to tell me like, no, we don't want her voice to be changed. No. But I still did little things like that to do that.
They all felt different to me.
What?
They all felt really different to me.
Oh, thanks.
So.
Yeah, no, it's really in a lot of, for me, I find it in a lot of the, when you're doing television, in the costuming, in the hair, in the way their bodies are, that changes where your voice is, you know, everywhere. It's a whole instrument. And the fun thing about Orphan Black is a lot of time is that my makeup artist for Haven actually was the makeup artist on Orphan Black.
Nice.
So it was really neat because I think he felt, you know, getting to do Haven, that it totally launched him into, I mean, he could have done it on his own, but he was already in that headspace. So I think for me with television, different from voiceover stuff, it was a lot of the externals and working with the team to create all of that and then finding that person within all of that stuff. But that's different with mocap or standing in a booth because you just have a suit with a ton of, you know, balls and markers on
Rub
you.
balls, actually.
There's that joke again. And so you have to really imagine all of that extra stuff. But all of that informs, you know, and sometimes it can be the other way around. Sometimes the voice will inform what's happening out here.
That's
so
true.
It is a really fun part of our job.
Love that.
So I know she had to do a lot of those scenes like right next to each
Yes,
other.
and and she got to go back and forth. And what's cool is when you have a really great crew around you, as well as I did a scene similar to that in our Bronco. So they just divided the Bronco, right? And I got to just be Audrey on one side and how she was feeling, how sick she was feeling, and then getting to respond and acting. I actually had a really good friend on set with me who I would get to work with. And she was actually worked with me on acting and training. She was Nathan's wife, Kirsty. She's an Australian trainer and coach, and I would have her act across from me. And so then I would switch on the other side, and then it was just all the balls and the confidence that Mara had, just slinging at each other. So when you get to watch them side by side, it is really fun, because you're like, wow, two different versions of myself right there, and it was a fun
Doctor Who,
opportunity.
but you are all of the doctors.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Thanks for asking. That.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've never been more afraid of you.
Well, you should be. You should be very afraid, Nolan. I know where you sleep.
That was a threat.
Hi guys, I'm Meg.
Hi, Meg.
Hi, favorite dessert, chocolate lava cake, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
There you go. Can never go wrong.
What was that?
Can never go wrong.
Yeah, never.
Wrong. So I have a I have two-parter for Nolan and Emily. Out of all the 4 games, do you guys have any moments that really stand out, like you had like the best experience mocapping?
Together or by ourselves?
Either or. And there's a part 2 also.
Yo, you just got broken up with on stage just now, man.
I almost choked. I'm going to start because overall, it's like, seriously, the best part of it was just the relationships we had and still have. Everybody still stays in touch. Some people more than others. But they don't get it.
They don't get it.
Some are more touchy.
My wife and Emily are business partners.
Yeah.
Just sold a big TV show to MGM and Peacock. You guys are going to see. So they're you know.
So we're way too.
They're cutting big deals upstairs, and I'm downstairs doing
That's not
cat
true.
noises for cartoons.
Yeah.
Knew it with a squirrel. Ready?
Yeah.
I don't know how I figure out I do that, but it got me detention.
Life was lonely.
I think one of my favorites of all time was, remember the well?
Yeah.
It was Emily and I and Richard and McGonagall played Sully, and we had to lift the grate. And we lifted it, and the grate was just made out of PVC pipes and super light. Yeah, and we just moved it, and then the whole thing. Well, and she's like, because it's a well, and we did this whole joke. But you can find this online, actually. It's embarrassing. But when we had to do the sounds of the efforts of us actually lifting off
The grunting.
Yeah. So they'd be like, okay, action. And they're just getting the noise. So you can see us go. And then she goes, she does, and then it cuts to Richie. He goes, I remember like it was yesterday on set. We kept we couldn't do a second take. I don't think because we were laughing so hard. He was like, we just had these. The funniest thing. There was always something funny that happened.
Yeah, I think one of the really good one of the big memories for me in my mind, honestly, was on that first game and hopefully this inspires anybody that would want to go into this industry. I had gone to school for probably 7 years at this point. My audition teacher and mentor was a man named Gordon Hunt, who was incredible in the voiceover industry, and he saw Elena on a piece of paper and asked me to come in and read for her, and I screwed the audition up on the first time. And then he asked me, he said, listen, Emily, you got to learn how to audition, so do you want to come back in and read across from all the guys coming in all day? So I read across from everyone coming in as Elena all day long. And so I read across from Nolan, and when he came in, it just worked really well. And at the end, they asked me to do another audition, and I did, and then I got the job. So for me, it was the first job I had out of grad school, and I come into the mocap, the House of Moves at the time, and there's a Jeep, and there's a huge plane set up, and I'm just sitting here going, holy crap, I get paid to do this. And so Richard opening up the hatch and like having to pretend that there's water and everything, and that is seared in my mind as the moment when I was like, wow, I get to do this.
Oh my
Wow.
And then to sit, you said that moment where you sat next to him and were like, oh, wow, this guy knows what he's doing. I would sit in that voiceover booth between Richard and Nolan and just sit there inside going like, take notes, man, because these guys are legit, Yeah. So for me, the whole entire experience has been just a gift, know?
Totally.
It really has been a gift. And the fact that, we get to imagine and play has been just an amazing memory. And I really loved all of it. So.
Yeah, because with my background, I really should be cleaning up after the elephant in the circus. Seriously, I mean, I got no qualifications.
None of us have a background.
I know, it's like
background to do this except detention. Told Rob Paulson,
more like background checks.
Trouble.
That's what that is.
You know what? I do tell people performance capture is a lot like when you're. How old are you? 10. when you're 10, you go outside and you play, and the clubhouse becomes, it's a pirate ship today, or it's one day it's, it's a mansion, you play, whatever. It is so much imagination and fun.
That's it.
We actually had, fake little, swords, or, I mean, remember sometimes the shotgun I'd pull out was just a pool noodle.
Yes.
Wow. It's kind of like
the magic is gone,
And
y'all.
what was great about it is there was no, like when I'd put it away, when Nathan Drake would come up and all right, we're clear. And he'd put it away. There's nothing to put it away in. You just put it up there like that, and somebody without markers would be sitting there eating a sandwich and go, and just take
Grab it and run away.
I can't tell you how many times I'd take, Drake would get the gun and he'd be like, all right, we're good. There was nowhere to put it because that thing, the holster would cover markers, so you just drop it.
Yeah.
And the gun didn't have markers, so it wouldn't be. It was just that movement that they captured. So it was just fun.
I do have a quick part two.
Yes, part two.
So now, do you think with the future of whatever Uncharted may be, do you think we'll ever see Nate and Elena come back as like a Sully character?
Oh God, we're too old for that.
What? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. People ask me, "Oh, is it 5?" I would probably know by now, and I'll just say it. No, I haven't. I think Naughty Dog is probably tired with Uncharted and Last of Us. They, as artists, they want to move on to something. I think they'll probably move on to something different and a different type of universe, maybe. I have no idea.
But having heard Nolan say that, remember, buddy, Animaniacs came back 25 years later. You're not. You may not be done for
I'll
a
be
long.
in diapers in 25 years.
You're in diapers now. Nobody cares.
That's true.
That's a different type of Uncharted territory right there, man.
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Somebody had to say it. It had to be said. I'm sorry.
Go.
It had to be said. I
Yes.
apologize.
Oh, that was
to everyone.
great.
Yes. You play that on the IBS
Tania.
system.
Tania, right? Tania.
Hi. Okay. Hi, my name is Tania. My favorite dessert is turtle pie, actually.
Very nice.
Do you know what's on it?
No, what's on it?
Pecans, almonds, whipped cream, and it has like a chocolate crust around it. It's really
All right, stop talking and go get some of that.
Yeah.
That's
terrible.
all my favorite ingredients right there.
Yum.
So I do a lot of things, but my main thing right now is like animation and game design. So eventually I want to work with motion capture artists. So my question is what is your least favorite and favorite part about motion capture?
What was the
Favorite and least favorite part about motion capture?
About motion capture, performance capture, stuff like that.
For me, it's always been the gray room that I'm in because honestly, there's all the technology. What's so great about it is it's always changing and growing. So you always feel like you're kind of understanding where what you're on the forefront of. But for me, it would just be being inside that room all day long.
We used to eat lunch outside.
Yeah, just there's a little bit of sensory deprivation.
It's kind of like this room if everything was gray.
Yes.
It's about this size, and then
It's silly, but that's what it was for me.
the helmet cams was my least favorite.
Oh, we would always get stuck.
Because I have a big head.
Yeah, that's
and
Me too.
nothing ever sits right on my head, and it has to be kind of tight, so it would kind of hit on your temples, and sometimes you get like a splitting headache. That was only in the fourth game that we actually did that, because the first 3 they did hand animation.
Yeah.
Then the fourth game they did a 3-hour scan. It's kind of creepy. There's a picture on my table of Nathan Drake. It's a close-up. Every pore and every hair in that picture is actually from my face. Every wrinkle, and they just laid my face over his skull.
Wow.
It's like,
and he's a lucky guy because you're a good-looking man.
No, but he's got the jawbone. He's got those jawbones. But anyway, I think some of that stuff. She's right about being the inside, but we need like a floating camera. So we need AI, something because and they've tried to make them lighter. They've used different material, but to get that proper facial, and it really does make a difference, and it saves animators so much time. So it's necessary, but
I would say as a girl too, it was going to the bathroom because the boys they didn't have an issue.
I'm lazy. I like to sit down when I pee. So I had.
Every time you move, you have to read it every
That's true. Yeah, going to the bathroom. That's awesome because it's all Velcro, so it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I haven't done as much as them. All I know is that it made me feel really claustrophobic, and by the end of the day, I'm like, "Get out! Stop it!" And I was ripping it off my face. I couldn't stand it anymore.
But he liked the tight clothing.
I did. I do like the tight clothes. Thank you.
We're in our last 5 minutes of this one.
All right, we're gonna rock through. We're gonna get you guys. All right, let's do it quick.
How are you all doing? My name is Brandon, and I'll probably say my favorite dessert is probably coquito.
Okay. Sounds exotic, man.
Right? Yeah. My question is actually for Nolan and M. In life, you can only experience things for the first time one time. And whether it be fun, nostalgic, funny, whatever it is, you only experience it once. So my question to you guys is, out of all the Uncharted games, what would you like to experience, whether it be acting, voice acting, anything fun? What would you like to experience for the first time again?
Wow. That's a really good question.
Wow.
Oh, wow. What would I like to experience again?
Birth would be good.
Yeah. That comes to mind.
I'd pay more attention this time.
My age, I'd kill my mother.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big guy now. Wow. Okay, you first. While I think about that.
Yeah. Good luck.
For the first time about that experience, what would I like to experience again?
Yeah, like for the first time, like for example, me, I do a little voice acting, and I actually got into the industry for like YouTube for one of my big friends.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I do a little voice acting for him, and actually just trying to being around him for the first time was actually a great experience for me, and I would do it over again. Him being my friend and all that. So like actually meeting him for the first time.
Well, that's funny you say that because I think that the thing that came to mind for me would be the audition. Like if I could go back to that moment again.
That came to me.
And that would, I've always loved watching that clip whenever we get to see it because I feel like I'm reminded of a certain time in my life, And so I think that would just be fun to experience again.
You know what? I'm going to go, because that came to my mind too. Mm-hmm. But then the reason I thought about that is I would go back to conversations with Gordon Hunt.
Gordon, yeah.
That's nice.
We lost, Gordon Hunt passed away. And he's Emmy Award winning.
Yeah.
And he was I've heard more stories about Gordon for these guys when they did Hanna-Barbera. Yeah. About you have to understand he's a legendary director.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the nicest people. We went to a party at his
Hunt's
house.
dad, by the way.
Helen Hunt's dad.
Father.
Yeah. And he my wife was having some food issues. She couldn't have stuff that we had at a dinner party. He said, "Let me make you an omelet." She said, Gordon Hunt just walked in, and she sat in the kitchen. He just made her an omelet.
God, that's sweet.
And he was just, he and I used to be able to make him laugh and with some irreverent humor, and just that's when I did.
Do I remember?
Anyway,
it's every day of my life.
So and just to be able to make Gordon laugh, and I learned so much from him as an actor for. Not only voiceover, but on camera stuff that I was still doing. And I
we're here because of him.
And
we're here because of him.
And he would guide you, and you wouldn't even know that he was pulling you along through the nose. He would just suggest something to the air, and it sounded good to you, and next thing you were better.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
That's pretty cool.
I love that.
Good luck in your career, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
break a lip.
So unfortunately, we are out of time. But those three that are in line right now, I've got some prizes for you guys. If you guys want to come up, you can totally get a freebie.
And if you didn't get your questions answered,
if you
just
like
come see
rubber
us, man.
bands.
We'll answer anything you want.
Just about to say,
Yeah.
yes, we on the same chord right there. I like
come
that.
down to the table. We'll be there for the
Yeah.
next hour. Just and ask your question. You don't
Absolutely.
have to
Absolutely.
buy anything. Just ask
Fandemic
your
Tour, make some noise. These guys were fantastic. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
You
Appreciate
were
it.
wonderful. Appreciate you so much. We'll see you guys back on the floor. You guys have a great
God bless
show.
you guys. Thank you.
Hi, this is Maisie Richardson-Sellers, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be a legend and hit that like button, and most importantly, have fun and follow your fandom.